fabulously.
Yes, yes. Well, good morning, everybody. We're so excited and we're thankful and we're grateful of all the things that God is doing. We have some phenomenal interviews on a regular basis, but this one is the cherry on top of the cake.
This morning,
Yes,
yes.
this man, I've watched him, and I had the opportunity of watching him last week
Uh-huh.
with the interview with my big sis, Yolanda Adams,
Uh-huh.
and I was glued to the screen,
Well,
and I said, Lord Jesus, you got to touch me.
Lord,
I'm going to get the confidence, Lord, to reach out to
Jesus.
him. And I believe, God, that you're going to bless him to say yes.
Ha ba ba ba.
And they said God answered prayers because he does.
Amen. So here to do.
Without further ado, one of the most funny men in showbiz, a man of integrity and a child of God, none other than Michael Colyar. Good morning, early morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Where y'all at?
We in San Diego, California.
But I don't see nobody but me.
You don't see nobody. Swipe your screen to the left.
Swing your screen.
Swipe your screen.
Okay. There y'all are.
See,
Good morning,
whoop
brothers.
Yeah.
How y'all feel this morning,
Man, we are excited. We feel blessed to have you on this show. On this day.
That is so kind, man. Thank y'all. God bless y'all this morning, man.
Well, I just want to start off by saying, I listened to your life story when you first came out and you were talking about all the things that you've been through. And you know how they say you don't know the glory unless you know the story?
Yes.
But the one thing I love about you is that you are just so authentically you. And that person right there, just every time you get onto anything, I'm picking it up because I know it's going to be funny. Even when you get serious, you're going to make it funny. So tell us.
Thank you.
I want to first start off by saying, tell us about the man, who you are,
Right.
and the things that if you were to say, these are the 4 or 5 things I want everybody to know about me, what would those 4 or 5 things be?
Well, first of all, I'm a man of God.
Oh,
Amen.
yeah.
So that's the first thing I want anybody to know about me,
Yes.
because anything else you may think you know about me is bits and pieces of me, but the totality of me is like most humans. I'm a flawed human being,
Yes.
but God is everything to me. So that's why I always start. That's why I always wake up every morning with an attitude of gratitude.
Yes.
That's why the first thing I do when I get up in the morning is I pray. Well, I brush my teeth first because I don't like to talk to God with a dirty mouth.
Right.
But then I pray, and my prayer is always about gratitude. It's
Right.
about thank you, thank you, thank you. I think my favorite song out there in the gospel world is "Thank God I Don't Look Like What I've Been Through."
Come on.
Yeah.
So I'm a gentleman who's come from Chicago. I'm a comedian, actor, motivational speaker, and an author. But, I started out like anybody else. I started out in the hood. I grew up in the project, Chicago, South Side,
Wow.
Robert Taylor Home, 4352 South State Apartment 909.
Well, what?
And so coming up, I always knew I wanted to be a comedian.
Mm-hmm.
And then I finally learned how to do comedy and be funny and to get people to pay me. And that's when the money came, and I think Robin Williams is the one who said, cocaine is God's way of saying you're making too much money. So I found drugs. I became an addict. I did crack for 23 years.
Mm.
And as of March 1st, I have 10 years of pure sobriety.
Jesus.
But the story is not the drama that I went through. The story is the wonderful path of it and what I learned along the way, because although I did this dance that made me miss out on so many wonderful things, because being an addict, you put your life on hold.
Yeah.
Basically, I watched people like Cedric the Entertainer and D.L. Hughley, who used to look up to me when they came in this game. I watched them pass by me. Like right now, they rich enough to pee cream. And me, I'm a day player. But I ain't mad at them because everything that happened to Michael Kaya happened to Michael Kaya because of Michael Kaya. But if I hadn't put my life on hold, I'd be rolling like that too, but that was not the path that was meant for me.
Right.
The path that was meant for me was to go through this challenge so that I can now tell this story and help heal other people. I don't curse anything that ever happened to me because everything that happened to me brought me to where I am now. There's this thing about a butterfly. A butterfly coming out the cocoon
Mm-hmm.
has to come out by himself.
Wow.
If you try to help, you see a butterfly come out the cocoon, you try to open it up, the butterfly will drop dead.
Wow.
Because that butterfly has to go through that struggle so he can turn into the glorious, beautiful thing that he is. So I have had a journey. I've had a path. I'm a comedian. Like I said, I've worked comedy every stage you can imagine. I did the first season of Def Jam thanks to Bernie Mac.
Right.
He's the one who got me on there when I was just a street performer, and I killed it. So they put me on 6 seasons of it. I co-created Comic View. People know me from movies. I've done House Party 3, people know me as Showboat, or Martin, they know me as Gina's Boss, Mr. Whitaker.
Yeah.
I had the first black late night comedy show ever that was on BET,
Wow.
where we used to say, who in the hell left the gate open?
Yeah.
And then I want to do films. I want to do many films. I did almost 30 films, and I just did the biggest film I've ever done in my life. It will come out right around Christmas on BET. It's called Holiday Heartbreak. And I've been a star in many movies, but I've never been the star in a movie. And now I am starring in the first film I've ever starred in. Miss A.J. Johnson from the movie Baby Boy. She plays my mother.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, no, she plays my wife.
Okay.
Lisa Ray plays the woman who put the voodoo spell on me. There's a comedian named Country Wayne who plays the villain who tries to steal my daughter. It's a wonderful, beautiful story that's funny and romantic. It's called Holiday Heartbreak. This is the biggest movie I ever had in my life. And when do I get it? I get it in the middle of the COVID period. When ain't nobody working nowhere. I don't just get a job. I get the starring job.
The job.
And that is a result of my sobriety. I think everything I have in my life right now are the gifts of sobriety. But the greatest gift is the gift of knowing I have a relationship with God. Because I'm telling you, if God is not the answer, you're asking the wrong question, man. So basically, in a nutshell, that's who I am. I'm just a dude who lives what I believe. I really believe that I am my brother's keeper and my sister's too. So I live a life where I try to constantly unfold into my greatest self, constantly learning who I am and where my place is in the universe. And as I'm going about that, I'm trying to bring people with me, I know that everything's about family and God. And as some people say, the universe has blessed me, or they say, oh, the universe has cursed me. The universe does neither one. The universe responds to your vibrations. Whatever you send into the universe, God sends back to you in greater form. So if you want love, peace, power, joy, you send that out everywhere you go. You want to get messed up? Stop messing with people. Sit down and wait, because it's on its way for you. So in a nutshell, that's pretty much who I am.
So I want to ask this question. It's a real personal question, and you don't have to answer it if you don't want to, because sometimes people don't like to ask these questions. But I'm checking out the fur robe, the robe with the initials on it. Where can we get one like that so we could be like Michael?
You probably can't.
Right. How about that?
First of all, this is actual lion fur.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm laughing. I wouldn't even wear lion
tribe
fur.
of Judah.
This just is cotton. I was in a mall one day. I tell you, it's so funny. I was in a mall one day and I saw this robe, or this type of robe, on a mannequin in a specialty store that monograms things.
Right.
So I saw it in the window. I was like, whoa, that's nice. I have this robe that I had made that looks like the robe that Richard Pryor wore. What was the movie with Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy, and Red Fox? All three of them was in it.
Harlem Nights.
Harlem Nights.
Yeah.
When they went to his house and he came down with this silvery robe, I had one of those made. I thought that was the best robe I ever had.
Right.
But I was in a mall one day and I saw this robe and similar to this, and I walked in, I touched it. Ooh, I like that. It's soft, right? They said, oh, we could put your initials on that. I said, what? In gold?
Right.
Yes, I'll have one. So I sent it to myself. It comes to the house and I get it. I take it out the box. I'm so happy. I put it on. And my woman said, isn't that a lady's robe? And I said, no, lady don't own this robe.
Right.
This is Michael Guy's robe.
Right.
But I took her words and I actually, listened to her. I took this thing and stuck it way, way in the back of a closet.
Right.
I just I put it way in the back. I didn't want to wear the thing because she made me feel like it might be that, right?
Right.
And then one day I was doing my show, and I got up and I said, you know what? I'm gonna wear my robe on my show.
That's right.
I put the robe on with my hair. Where my player brim? Hold up. Don't go nowhere. Wait a minute.
You got a bunch of them.
Hold the wall.
He got a bunch of brims.
Yo, hold on. Here you come back. It's going to be tight.
I got on my radio show. I got on my radio show one morning, and I put my robe on. I put on one of my favorite hats, right? I'm just talking to the people.
Right.
And I mean, the compliments just start coming in. Dude, where you get that robe? How do I get one of them robes? That's the Flash robe. I went upstairs. My wife was still asleep at the time. I went upstairs. I kicked the door open with the robe on, and I just strutted across the room.
Right.
And I've been wearing it ever since. You know.
Right.
I think
It's a good one.
I think it cost about $59 or something.
Right.
It looks like $1 million, but it is comfy. I'm crunchy in here right now. I feel like a bag of potato chips.
Right. I got a question for you. Are you living in California now? Still?
Yeah. I'm down in Palmdale.
Now, how'd you get from Chicago to California?
I took a plane.
Right. Okay.
You know, I started doing comedy in Chicago.
Right.
In '86.
Uh-huh.
I was a street performer.
Uh-huh.
And I would stand right in front of a great store called Marshall Fields.
Oh, yes.
And I would tell jokes and pass my hat. And I made a little money. First day I made like $1.85. And I was like, okay, this ain't bad. Let me come back. I came back the next day. No, the first day I made $5.85. I came back the next day. I made $1.85. And I said, I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna stand out here in front of people telling jokes past my hat for no $6. I didn't do my homework.
Right.
And some other guys who were also street performers said, brother, your work is right here in the street. Now, I never realized how deep that statement was because my work is in the street. As a street performer, I've healed so many people. So I came back out the next day and they didn't come out because it had rained early in the morning. They didn't want to work on the wet pavement. I stood there, I told jokes for like 30, 35 minutes. I made $15. I was like, ooh, this might be something, you know.
Right.
So I came back the next day and I said, if I make $40, I'm gonna stick with street performance. Now at the time, I was a full-time student at Chicago State University. I was a full-time actor with a company called Free Street Theater. I was raising my son as a single dad, and I waited tables at this famous restaurant called the Black Hawk on Wabash. I was doing all four of those, just struggling, hustling, trying to survive. That morning, I made, I said, if I make $40, I was gonna do this full time. I made $84 in change and coins in like an hour and a half. I was like, woo, quit everything. And did that every day, 4 days a week, and became like the hottest act on State Street in Chicago. But then winter came, and wasn't nobody trying to hit no jokes on State Street in December.
Sir.
So
No,
I packed up everything that would fit in my car. I had a 1967 Buick LeSabre. Everything that fit in my car, I kept. Everything else I sold. And I took that money and drove to California because I was under the impression that it was warm year round.
Right.
And I could stand in the street all year round and do this. But I was very much mistaken. Actually, I went to San Francisco to work Fisherman's Wharf. It was so cold on Fisherman's Wharf that there was literally seals in the water. But I was now there living in my car, you know, sleeping in other people's houses on couches and stuff till I got it together. And I started making money really good. But about 2 months in, I passed out on the boardwalk from stomach flu. Drove myself to the hospital. Well, by then I had met this woman in LA and she said, there's a place called Venice Beach. I think you'll like it.
Yeah.
So I drove down to Venice Beach. And I literally found my heaven on earth.
Yes.
I stood there and did comedy, and white folks would come up and pay me real money.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I mean, I started out just making change, but I got to that beach and started talking about social issues like racism, my crack addiction, AIDS, when nobody was talking about it.
Right.
I was telling people how to protect themselves with condoms and doing it in a funny way because I was doing conscious comedy. It makes you think and feel as well as laugh. So I said, like, condoms come in a 6-pack, 8-pack, 12-pack. 6-pack is for Hispanic brother. That's for making love Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, but off on Sunday.
Right.
8-pack, that's the black brother. That's for making love Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, twice on Sunday. And then there's, of course, the 12-pack. That's white guys. That's January, February, March,
April,
so
May.
I would tell jokes that would calm people down about something that was very serious.
Right.
And then I would tell them the importance of condoms, the importance of safe sex. And suddenly people weren't paying me change. They were paying me $20 bills, $50 bills. They were giving me watches and jewelry.
Wow.
It was crazy. So I ended up doing Venice Beach for 9 years. And being on Venice Beach is like the second biggest attraction in all of California.
Right.
Second only to Disneyland. So everybody named Mama would come and see me on that beach. All the actors, Snoop Dogg, Tupac, you name it. They were Lawrence Fishburne when he was still Larry. So I knew him when he was Larry. In fact, I made a mistake of calling him Larry once after he changed his name to Lawrence. And he was like, I'm not Larry. Larry's dead. My name is Lawrence. I said, he dead? What killed him? You know, so he used to come out. All these people would come and see me, and so that would naturally, they would hire me and put me in movies and put me in shows. Robert Townsend was the first one, put me in his first movie, Hollywood Shuffle. You know, then after that, it would just keep coming. My second film was Johnny Be Good with Anthony Michael Hall, Robert Downey Jr., and Uma Thurman when she was 17 and spoke 7 languages. And all of that was coming from Venice Beach, or at least that's what I thought. All of that was coming from God. But it was a lesson that I needed to learn. And the lesson was, if you hustle, you can make it. And so I hustled and I made it. But part of that lesson I missed is you got to give it back. You got to give back. You can't take from a society and just leave. That dries up the society. That's why so many of our neighborhoods in bad shape. Our folks go off and be stars. They forget about them. They run up to Hollywood, Brentwood, or wherever, and they won't even talk to you anymore because they take their wealth other places. You got to put it back into the community. You got to go back and bring people and heal people, because that's how things keep going in a circle, which is what karma is. It keeps coming around. But we don't want to stop at simple karma. Simple karma is to go in a circle. Everything that goes out comes back in. What you want to do is spiral. You want to go in a circle, but keep elevating. You want to keep going towards the source, which is God. I know the more I face God, the greater my life gets, the better my life gets. And when you about material things, you don't see it. You be like, how can I get that next car? How can I get as much money as Bob or Pookie or Ricky and Ronnie and them? You know, but it's not trying to be better than anyone else. The thing is to try to be better than yourself. If I could be better than Michael Colyar, I don't need to be better than Richard Pryor or Eddie Murphy. I just need to be better than me. If I can be better than me every day, then I'm getting closer to what my real purpose is, to know myself. You know, God already digs me. I already know that, but people, a lot of folks don't understand. Some people say, well, I don't believe in God. That's okay. You don't have to believe in God. He believes in you. And that's what's really important. So the thing is, if you can just open your heart and get out your own way, alleviate your fears. You know, and fear is faith in the negative. Fear is faith that the wrong thing will happen. But when you have faith, when you know that it's God, then you don't have to be worried. You ain't got to be worried about COVID. Matter of fact, instead of being worried about COVID-19, we need to be worried about COVID-45. Because if we don't get rid of 45, this whole universe is going to be sick. We got to get Trump out. Y'all got to vote. Like me, I'm voting 4, 5 times. I just got Social Security number for my dog. I'm voting as many times as I can. You know, but the thing is, if people can remember that God didn't create you out of some junk that he had laying around. He created you with designer genes, Genes. He created you with the best of the best. So God already digs you just the way you are. You're already perfect and excellent, outstanding in the mind of God. So you're already excellent and great. So then all you have to do is the most important thing, learn to love yourself. Once you love yourself, you automatically love the world. You automatically try to share that with the universe. You don't want to keep that to yourself. You can't even keep all that in. Not if it's authentic. If it's authentic, you want to give it away every place you go, which is what's so wonderful about love. It's the only thing I know of that you give away and it increases. The more you give it, the more you get, you know? And I mean, Now, see, y'all called the wrong guy. You don't really want to get me talking about God. Oh,
Yes,
you
we
have to
do.
bring
Oh
out a
yeah,
box
but
lunch up
but
here.
before
Don't
you
get me-
before you
don't
go
get me
all the way
started.
in, before you go all the way in, I have
Woo.
to say this to you right now.
Preach it.
That people are
Yes,
jumping
sir.
online right now, and they're literally saying when they met you on Venice Beach. Got Debbie Washington who said, "I met him in 1984." The program director was like, "Yes, I remember him. I went to Venice Beach." Everybody's now chiming in about that. I want to ask this question because I noticed that a lot of the comedians that we are so fond of have distinctive voices. Can you talk about the distinctiveness of your voice? Because I could literally have my eyes closed and you can go come on TV and I know it's you.
You know it's him.
So talk about the distinctiveness of your voice and how that served you.
You know, I think it's because people have heard this voice for 34 years.
Wow.
You know, and if you hear the same thing over and over, I mean, I've been on every TV show, I've been on radio, so I've done so many things that you just hear.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, no matter where you are in the country, you hear it. So after you hear a thing over and over and over, you come used to it. Now, I wasn't here in '84, you know, but that's how powerful the presence of me being on that beach was. People think I was here earlier than I was here. I got here in '86. I didn't even start doing comedy until the winter of '85.
Wow.
You know, but
Wow.
I have people who are older than me. They come up to me and say, "Man, I used to watch you when I was a child. You ain't watched me when you're no child. You almost older than my daddy. You ain't watched me when you're no child."
Right.
You know, so I've been doing it for a long time. It does make the voice kind of distinct. And
Right.
gentlemen, let me tell you, I only got like 5 more minutes because remember I told you I have to start my morning show.
Right.
And I have to chime in for it. It's supposed to be 6:30, but I'll push it off for about 5-6 minutes for y'all. Let me see what time is it?
6:27. We wrapping it up. We gonna respect your time. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Let's do about 5 more minutes. Let me get the title for my show. Let my show.
Let's talk about your show. Let's talk about your show. Let's talk about it.
God first.
It's the Mike. Oh, did you see that on there?
Yes, I did.
Sir. It's the Michael Colyar Morning Show. And my show comes on every morning at 7 a.m. Los Angeles time.
Mm-hmm.
And we come on Facebook and YouTube.
Yes.
And it's actually, I designed this show starting March 13th. I lost all my jobs March 13th. I lost 48 jobs
Jesus.
in one day because I had comedy set up for 4 months around the country. I was actually in Philadelphia to do 5 shows. Mm-hmm. And they called and said, "We have closed all the comedy clubs due to COVID."
Right.
So in a moment, everything was gone. So what are you going to do about it? I can go home and cry about it.
Right.
Or I could do something about it. So I created shows that's right here on the internet. And see, that's one of the lessons of life. It doesn't matter what happens to you. What's important is what are you going to do about it?
Exactly.
How do you respond to it?
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can be mad at the world. You can blame it on others. Or you can dig in and do your work. So we create this show called the Michael Colyar Morning Show. So there's an oasis that people can come to every morning where they are guaranteed to do 2 things. They're going to laugh and they're going to pray.
Yes.
And we're doing that every morning. I mean, I'm talking 7 days a week. We come on for an hour, actually it's an hour and 15. And we interview people and we have a comedy corner and we lift people up.
Yes.
We tell jokes, we play music, and it's only about lifting you up because we need to remember that we really can handle anything.
Yes.
Everybody has been through 100 situations that they thought was the end of the world.
Yes.
I'm like, oh my God, how am I going to get out of this? And you're here right now.
That's right.
That's G-O-D, baby.
That's right.
Good old God. You're here right now.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
All you do is just get a hold of yourself, calm down, get focused, remember it's all good because it's all God.
Yeah.
It's going to be all right as soon as the swelling go down.
Yeah.
So that's why I was pointing out to you guys, in this COVID area, when most of the people I know are not working at all, I just got the biggest job of my life. I can't wait till this movie drops. Oh, my haters are going to be so mad. They're going to be, oh my God, we thought we killed him a long time ago. What is he doing still here?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so, so every morning I do that show. Every Wednesday, which is today, every Wednesday I do what I call superstar interviews, which I think y'all saw I was interviewing Yolanda Adams.
It was wonderful.
Yes, I do that on my Instagram page.
Yes.
That's 6 p.m. LA time on Instagram. Tonight I'm doing Coco Brown. No, I did Coco
with
her
last week in Yolanda.
Tonight I'm doing Paula Jai Parker, the actress Paula Jai Parker, and who's my second guest? I can't believe I'm drawing a blank. Coco Brown came last week.
With
And
Yolanda.
guess what she did?
Mm-hmm.
She sent me a cake. She makes a upside down pineapple upside down cake. So she sent me the cake and the fixings.
Right.
So on my morning show this morning, she's gonna come on. I'm gonna go in my kitchen. She sent an overnight mail yesterday.
Right.
I'm gonna open the cake and make the pineapple upside down cake in front of the people.
Yes.
Oh, it's gonna be delightful.
Yes.
And delicious. Wait, who's my second guest? Oh, my second guest is Yo-Yo, the rapper.
Oh, yes.
So that's the day. And then, wait, I got one more thing. And then every Thursday at 11 o'clock, I read books to the children. So I sit in the living room, I read one children's book, I'll read a couple of poems by Shel Silverstein,
Wow.
then I break out a puppet, because we got to remind our children, and we got to remember our children are hearing what's going on.
That's right.
They're hearing about COVID, they're hearing about people dying.
Yes.
You know, they're hearing about racial strife and the police beating up black people, and they're hearing all of that. We have to reassure them that they're gonna be okay.
That's right.
It's all good. Your mom and your daddy got you. We ain't gonna get sick or die. We're not gonna let you get sick or die.
That's right.
But you ain't paying attention because you over here talking, and they sitting in the living room with the TV on,
Yes.
listening to CNN, constantly negative news. So we got to turn that around
Yes.
and remind them it's really gonna be okay.
Yes.
If you keep God first, you can do anything. I'm ready. Next question.
This the last one from me. Is there an opportunity for us to produce a worldwide comedy episode with you virtually all around the world?
It's always a possibility. Where God resides, there are no impossibilities. Someone would have to do the work. I mean, I would be available, and I would be, happy to be part of it and help try to find some of the comics for it. But I'm on so many projects, man. I'm dancing fast as I can. So I couldn't be the one spearheading things like that, because I really am, on a bunch of projects.
I got you. Don't worry about
it.
Okay, Robert.
Right.
Okay.
I just want to say, how can your fans follow you? Because we're going to let you go.
Oh, thank you, brother. Well, first of all, I'm on all the social media as my name, Michael Colyar, Colyar. So on YouTube, I'm Michael Colyar. On Instagram, I'm Michael_Colyar. On Facebook, I'm Michael Colyar. If they want to watch my morning show, they can either go to my Facebook Live, or they could go to my page on YouTube, The Michael Colyar Morning Show. People can write me. I always answer my own stuff and write back.
Yes, he does.
And that's at ComicKing123 at AOL.com. I don't even know how they had a show called The Kings of Comedy without the King.
I agree.
Anyway, ComicKing123 at AOL.com. And my Cash App, just throw that in there, is Michael Colyar's Money. Every now and then, somebody want to bless me with a couple of scribblets.
That's right.
I will take it. Remember, I lost 48 jobs.
Right.
Michael Colyar's Money. If you just go on Cash App and put in Michael Colyar, I'll take it. That's how we fund my show in the morning. Is people send something in here or there, and it really, really helps. But it's really funded by God. It's really funded by joy, because that's where God resides. People say, I've never seen God. Then you're not looking in the right place. He resides in joy. He resides in the center of your heart. When you see a beautiful flower, when you see a kind act, when you hear or produce laughter, God has the greatest sense of humor in the whole wide world, and laughter is healing. If you could laugh at a thing, you can get through it. You know what I'm saying? So we have all the gifts and the tools we need to be absolutely happy and thrilled about life, and they all are inside of us. Inside of us, there is a space that's never been hurt. It's never been frightened. It's never been terrorized. And that space can always be accessed through prayer and meditation. That calm space where God resides, right in the center of your heart. You can always go there. You can always retreat there. You can run there anytime you want to, and watch and see if your life does not center and focus and become the center of calm.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much. I want to tell the people, he is what he said he is. When you answered my Instagram and we talked, I told you I could feel the spirit, and I appreciate you. It's so humbling for you to take this time to share with us and our listeners. God bless you in everything you do.
And I want to let you know that when we get up to the LA area, we're going to bring you a sweet potato pie from my auntie's bakery that's going to make your toes curl. Right here from GOD Radio 1.
I love sweet potato pie.
There you
Me
go.
too.
The world-renowned
Michael
comedian,
Colyar, yes.
actor, author, the man himself,
Yes.
man of God, Michael Colyar. Have a blessed day. Thank you so much. We're going to get back to some great gospel music. This is the Clark Sisters right here on
God bless you.
GOD Radio
God bless you.
.com.